Alright, here we are. After beating 4 stones, my handicap was 4 stones, which is not very fair, but I won by 77. It completely skipped a 3-stone handicap and it sent me here with a 2-stone handicap. Now, during the 4-stone game, you remember I said he would go for a corner if he could, but he couldn't. Well, if this was a 3-stone handicap and I had this corner here and these two, he'd go for this corner, but I only have two. He could go for either corner. He went for this one, and I'm going to go ahead and take the one he didn't go for. Simple. If I had started as a 3-stone handicap and he had just 1 stone here, I would attack immediately, but I'm more interested in winning than attacking now. It's very unlikely that I would beat him anywhere near 76 or 77 to nothing as I have in the last 2 games. It's going to be very difficult to keep the computer from living with only a 2-stone handicap. So he has good shape here, surrounding the corner pretty well. I'm just going to make sure that these don't get cut and that he gets as few points as possible. Or at least that's my goal. His territory will likely end up being down here in this corner, obviously, and the ways for me to get in there or attempt or threaten to get in there are along the second line. He's not going to let me cut, so if I go under here or go under here, I might have a chance of getting inside of his corner, which he obviously does not want. So I have a choice. Do I do it on this side or this side? So here, I can drop down one and threaten to go in. It would be very hard, if not impossible, for him to cut those 2 stones, which is great, but it only extends my reach by 1. On this end, I can extend my reach by 2, make a similar threat, and he would still have an incredibly hard time of cutting it off. Although I should say that after extending, if he blocks, I probably won't find it valuable enough to address this stone, and he might later pincer it. But that's a risk I'm willing to take. He blocks, and what the hell, I'll do it on this side too. He blocks again. Now I have 2 big weaknesses here and here. He is here we have let's see. When you have 2 stones like this and another 2 that have kicked it like this, if I'm in white's position, my weak spot for these 2 stones is here. So if I pass, white's best move would likely be to play directly right here. If I play on top, he can threaten this stone and then attack the one he cut off. And it's just a really punishing move. He may not keep this stone, but it's painful. So I'm going to prevent that by linking this stone to that stone with a single space jump. As you may have heard, my wife came in and said, "Hi!" And so I paused my recording temporarily, but I'm back. So now I have to address this attack here. So I told you those are my 2 weak spots. So obviously when I address this one, he's going to go for the other. I can just simply try to live down here, which is not difficult, or I can try to kill this stone as well. Now, I should probably just try to live. That's simple. I'll win. But hey, you're not watching a video to see boring attempts, are you? So, I'll go ahead and try to kill it. I don't think I can, but I'm going to try. What the hell? So, touching it actually gives him um, a lot of options for invasion. He can do shortens of liberties. He can sacrifice stones by putting me in a turret here and there, allowing me to take some, but in exchange he gets some. So I don't think that touching the stone is the best solution. So there are only 2 places that I can see where I might try to cut him off without directly touching a stone. I can play here or here. If I play here, he gets the easy 1 space jump to this point, and if I try to cut there, again, touching two stones. There's some Ataris in there. Doesn't look that great. It looks really bad actually for me to play here. Not only is it difficult for me to separate this stone from the rest without him getting some advantage, but it opens up an easy attack for this one that simultaneously attacks this stone. So I think this is the best place. Now this place, it doesn't protect this stone anymore, but a simple move of him playing here is no longer attacking both stones. So I think that might be the best move. And actually there is one that I missed. I could play here. Playing here touches no other stone and also threatens to cut this one. And now that I've looked at it, I think it might be the most interesting one. So let's give that one a shot. I think when I do that, he is going to play up. Let's take a look. Interesting. Not exactly what I expected, but I'll take it. I think this is going to allow me to cut this stone off, and all he'll do is ensure that no one really gets points in the center. There we go. He cuts off, or attempts to keep these cut off from the rest, but it's not going to work. I can cut here and be sure that I'll kill this stone. Or I can cut here and attempt to kill both too. I think I can get both this one and this one, and I'm feeling a little greedy. There we go. So he has 3 stones here with 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties, and fighting them is this insurmountable powerful group right here. This very strange looking, not so powerful group, and this lone stone by himself. So if I were him, I'd attack this lone stone. If I help this lone stone, of course he's going to attack these. Do I think they can withhold or withstand an attack? I do, because this stone only has 2 liberties. So I'm going to help the stone. Now, I can help it by connecting here or playing under and still doing a marginal connection, but that doesn't prevent him from getting into the corner as well as I would like. Him getting into the corner is his way to life if he fails to kill this group down here. So I'm going to stop his corner attack. Now, he has no eye shape. This corner up here in the upper left is well protected. And I think his only option for these 4 stones is still to attack these. Now, I'm going to try to prevent that. And remember earlier I mentioned at some point he might try to pincer this stone? I think I'll try to prevent him getting the eyes by addressing that issue. Now he's going to cut. This is very simple. Block the cut. Go here. Now at some point, he'll Atari here and I'll have to take. These stones will be safe. He doesn't have an attack on these stones. He can try to Atari, but its resultant is another Atari. So right now he's trying to build strength, which we do not want. There we go. Now he's threatened again by saying this stone can no longer be captured. Let's stop that. There we go. And it's tempting just to Atari here. Let's think about that. If we Atari here, his response could be a Ko, which is probably not going to work out so well for him, and I would connect. Or if I play here, he could try to Atari here and maybe get some interesting attacks over here. And as we've learned, or you may have learned so far, I don't like him getting interesting attacks. So I'm just going to quickly protect against that. There we go. And it looks like he's Tanuki. In case you aren't familiar, Tanuki means ignore whatever was going on, play somewhere else. Sometimes because you feel like you've lost all potential, but sometimes because you might need time to think or there might be something more valuable temporarily. I'm not giving up this area, so I stop him. And just to strengthen this a bit more while simultaneously attacking this area that he does have, let's do that. I can take here, but that would make a Ko. And do I want to go? I don't really need a co. He needs a co. So I'm not going to give him what he needs. Instead, I'll think about how much can I limit his space in here. Right now, you see he has about 12 points. I don't want him to have 12 points, but that's about how many he has. So if I play straight in here, right in the middle, he can touch right there, and his whole group's probably going to live. I don't have a lot of room to work with. My guy is essentially in one eye, and he'll get another down here. Similar result if I play here. He can touch here, he'll get an eye over here, and I'm trying to live in what is essentially another eye. It's not going to work out. So I'm just going to go for the simple reduction. He blocks. When I connect, he'll protect here, either by playing directly or at a diagonal. There we go. Now, where else can I find some points? If I start this co and he connects, I'll have to respond there, and I won't have a point right there. And maybe I get the co, maybe not. So instead, voila. He does not take any of my stones in a co-fight that we may have fought, and I keep this point. Now, what remains? Let's take a look. I have this group, which has at least one eye. Let's take a look and see if it has two. If he hanes and I play here, is there any way he can prevent these from being an eye? He could play under again, and I can play down. I'll have an eye here and here. Or he can play in, and I'll cut him off. So no matter what, this group is alive. So let's take a look at these stones. The only good attack he has here is to Atari this stone. My only response is to take, ensuring that this group lives, because I'll have an eye here where the stone has been taken and another here that he cannot eliminate. But the result will be Sinte for him, because after I take, he'll have a stone here. Can this one stone with two liberties kill this group? Well, if he plays directly here, he's have three liberties. I play up. If he connects under, or if he plays under, I can Atari and finish him off. But what if he gets more creative? What if he plays here? That's right, he Ataris here, I take, he plays here. I connect to protect this stone, and then this stone extends. If I play under and he plays under, I only have one liberty. That looks bad. So, do I have another option to respond from here? If I play in and he Ataris, I can Atari him, he'll take, and I cannot Atari again, so it's not very good. What I'm going to do is just ensure he has no shenanigans whatsoever left in his shenanigan basket, and I will take this stone. As we discussed earlier, he wants to kill this group. I can go ahead and make the two eyes, or I can attack this group from this side. Honestly, either one works well, but I'll go ahead and shatter his dreams. I'm alive. I actually don't have to respond to this stone. If he plays one in, I block. I have two eyes. He has one at best. And let's see. If he plays here or here, he can manage an eye there, but not two. So this stone was a gift. Thank you, Igowin, computer AI. I appreciate your gift of one free point. Another point has been given. Thank you again, but I do have to respond to this one. Ah, he realizes I have two eyes. He has one at best. He's dead. So, if we pass, the computer will mark these dead, and he'll have a poor 9-10 points to my oodles of points. Let's take a look. There we go. Black wins by 36. I believe that's the first time that white, or I should say the computer, has actually managed to get a living group. And I'm going to call him the computer instead of white because, well, he's only going to be white for so long. See you in the next match.